Hey, superstars, it's your best friend Scott, and this is our July recap. I wanted to get this one in before the National so I could share my goals and my plans with you. And I've got some pretty big news as far as the business goes in our shareholders meeting. And then we've got some fun care packages. I don't mess around, so let's do it to it. First things first, let's check in on our Dihigo project. I am happy to report that we have sold 86 cards so far, raising a profit of $615.83 to donate to the American Cancer Society. So we've well surpassed our initial goal of $500, and I am beyond excited about that. I just ordered 200 more cards, hoping to sell some in person at the National. And if you see me walking around and you want one of those, just smack me in the back of the head and say, "Hey, Scott, I want one of those cards." Anyway, the cost of printing has already been taken out of the total, so we're good there. And I reached out to Orlando, and he has agreed to sign a bunch of these cards too, but he doesn't think anybody would want his autograph. I think he's wrong, but let's see if we can now get to $1,000, which shouldn't be too hard. We're going to keep this going till the end of the year, and I think we can do it. You guys are so awesome, and I really, really appreciate all of your support on this little project. It's very exciting. A lot of you are familiar with the trading cards that I'd been making for my Marker Doodle Monday and Hall of Fame Thursday series. But I have decided to discontinue those. Not the art, but making and selling the cards. They were becoming really popular, which is awesome. And every time I released a new card, my phone would go cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching all day long. And that was really, really cool. But honestly, I realized that they are unlicensed, and that could end up getting me into a little bit of trouble, even if I wasn't making a ton of them. So it really wasn't a viable business model to begin with. I really didn't think they'd do as well as they did, but you guys are animals. I've taken them all off of my Etsy page because Etsy kind of frowns on that sort of thing. But the ones I have left are still available on my website. So I have to figure out how to fill that hole now. Creating the cards and shipping took up a good amount of time and money, and I'm planning to use that time to really jump back into the commissions and t-shirts, which I admit I have been a little lax on lately. I've got a few more oil portraits that I really do want to do for the Hall of Fame Thursday series, but I don't think it's going to be as regular as it has been. And then I am still going to keep doing Marker Doodle Monday commissions. I am booked up for the rest of the year on those. I just won't be making the cards now. I would still like to offer something in that under $10 price point that's easy to make and easy to sell, but I don't know what that is yet. We shall see. I say it all the time, but your support really does mean the world to me, and I did not take this decision lightly, but it is the right thing to do. I'm sorry if this comes as a surprise or disappointment, but I'm going to keep working hard for you, and I don't want to let you down. I'm just throwing this section in here for some views because national videos get all the views, right? I'm kidding. I do love seeing your videos talking about your national plans and what you're looking to pick up. So I figured I'd jump on that train too. I'm driving up on Wednesday with my man Four Leaf, and then Wednesday night we're going to go to the Misfits Hangout at the Lowe's. Thursday I'll be at Baseball Collectors YouTube Get Together at the Embassy Suites, and then Friday night I'm going to go to dinner with a bunch of friends, and Saturday I'll be at Four Collectors Vintage Trade Night, and I should have a couple tubs of t-shirts with me there. So all that is much more important to me than the actual show itself. Just seeing everybody again and hanging out, which is good because I won't have much of a card budget anyway. I'm taking a couple things that I could move on from. I've got doubles of this Satchel Paige picture pack, and the internet's not quite sure if it's 1948 or 1949. And then this is a 1948 Larry Doby team issued picture pack. I don't know if I really want to sell this one because the registration and the color are really nice on this one, but I've got a signed one that's more meaningful to me, so I could move on from this 53 Bowman Bob Feller. And here's a couple more Dobies that I have doubles of that I could move to. The card that I would most like to pick up this year is a Hires Root Beer Larry Doby. And then there's a tier just below that, and that includes a Dan D or Burke Ross Larry Doby, or a Dan D Bob Feller, or maybe a 49 Bowman Bob Lemon. There are bigger cards on my want list that are, some of them are a little harder to find than others, like this Fan Craze Addy Joss and Swift Meets Rocky Colavito. Those would be really tempting if I can actually find them, but I've never seen those in person. But other than that, I should probably behave this time around. This first one is from Stacy at Alter Ego 2099. Hey, that's me. This says, hello, Scott. I'm having a little fun with some community members. Enclosed are 2 customs I put together. One is for you to keep. One comes back to me TTM style. Be sure to flip it over and read the quote on the back. Your quote comes from the Eddie, Tony, and Scott Brouhaha live stream. I still crack up over that quote. I think it was fitting for this custom. Keep up the great artwork you make. Have a great week, Stacy. Let's see what we got. I know that's a newer photo because that's a new hat. Ew, I just realized this was 90 Fleer. Gross. See? 1990 Fleer is the herpes of the trading card world. This is awesome. This one here looks a lot better. It's so cool. And Stacy sent me an 87 Topps custom of himself. These are so great. I love it. Let's get some ink on there. And maybe a little inscription. Perfect. Thank you, Stacy. Mr. Fisherbike is doing something nice for someone. I'm supposed to make that fragile joke here. This says, Scott, enjoy the card, my friend. Keep up the great work. Your BFF, Jason. In here we've got Lindor. Here's a Guardians team card. A really thick Bieber card. He's a Cleveland baseball pitcher. The Klubat 3000. Jose Machine. This Bieber card has always creeped me out. Ulsatch and a Pinnacle Express Matt Williams. So cool. Thanks, Bestie. This one's from everybody's favorite Kerry Wood superfan, Tony Black. It says, Mr. Reindeer Studios. So formal. I hope these guys are rubber ducks this season. Well, the prospects, not Big Christmas and Class A. Morejo is going to be the next big thing. Maybe. Enjoy the lottery ticket. Tony. I do love my Akron Rubber Ducks. Let's see what we got. There's a rubber duck. Travis Bazana, the #1 overall pick last year. I did not have any of his cards yet. And there's Clase, who might be in some big trouble. There's Luis Morejo, who I'm not familiar with yet. Esteban Gonzalez, and Big Christmas. These are great, Tony. I hadn't even seen Bowman cards from this year yet. I need to pay more attention. Thank you, sir. We will wrap this up with some purchases. First, we took a little vacation to St. Louis earlier in the month. I got to go to a Cardinals-Nationals game, and I had some killer barbecue. I just wanted to give a little thanks to John from Nerding Out with Cards for some recommendations. I wasn't familiar with St. Louis at all, but it turned out to be a really fun trip. Next, a while back, I read this book that I bought from Robert at Prestige Collectibles about Japanese baseball card art. Everybody loves Sadahara O, but I wanted my own guy, and I read about Bozo Wakabayashi, who was a Hall of Fame pitcher from Hawaii, with a great name, obviously, so I adopted him as my guy, and I had planned to look for his cards when I could, but I haven't been doing a whole lot of card shopping lately. Anyway, this little bozo came up in my eBay notifications, and it was dirt cheap, so I scored my first bozo card. I might have to bug Robert this week to see what bozo cards he may have. We try to get to the flea market as often as we can in the summer. On our last trip, I scored these placemats from 1977 that I had never seen before. This one's got Dennis Eckersley, and this one has Ray Fosse and Rico Cardi. Pretty fun, and then I had been needing a new keychain, and I found this one for $1, and I couldn't pass it up, obviously. And the last thing, and probably my favorite, is this print of Eddie's Mosaic, Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, it's no Jim Thome, but it's still really rad. I have not flattened it out all the way yet, but you can buy these on Eddie's Etsy store. He's just been a great friend and super supportive of me, and I just had to return the love. I might just have to have him sign it this week. I will leave a link to Eddie's Etsy store below. So that's it for now. Really looking forward to seeing a bunch of you guys in Chicago. If you can't make it, I feel for you, and you will be missed. Big thanks to Stacy and Jason and Tony for the care packages. Thanks to John for helping me out with my St. Louis trip, and thanks to Eddie for the awesome mosaic art. Go check out reindeerstudios.com. Buy those Martin Dihigo cards. Take good care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and we'll see you real soon.